we are going to learn Chapter 3 of EVS 1, The Earth and its Living World. So come along, let's begin. Let's go to the flashback and collect information related to following questions. Where do you get water from? Where do we lay the foundation of building? What needs do we need to breathing? From where does the earth gets light and heat? Find answer to these questions and pen down in your register. We have all seen picture of the earth. On the surface of the earth we find land in some places and water in other. The earth is surrounded by the atmosphere. There are living things on land, in water and in the air. We see birds in the air like crow, pigeons, etc. We see aquatic animals like fishes in water and wide variety of animals on the earth. The sun is the cause of many natural processes on the earth. Sun is the main source of energy on the earth. Air, water and land constitute the main components of the earth. Namely, it has three main components like the atmosphere, the hydrosphere and the lithosphere. Air is known as atmosphere. Water is known as hydrosphere. Land is called as lithosphere. And biosphere spreads in all the three spheres. Now let's learn in detail about all these three spheres. The Earth's crust. The Earth's crust is hard. It is mainly made up of rocks. Now what do you mean by Earth crust? Means the outer layer of Earth or outer part of the Earth where do we live. Often we have seen when we travel in the hilly regions, we see layers of soil and rock along road cuts. Cuts means sides of road. We also see grassy expanse of land, large amount of land full of grass and greenery. And in some places we do not find any greenery or any type of grass. We see only sand. And in some places the land is covered with crops. And in other places it is covered with thick dense forests. Sometimes we get to see the deeper layers of the soil. The tree roots have spread and we can see how deeper the roots have gone. Normally we see these type of things at the edge of the roads or at the edge of the mountain. At others, we see rocks split apart by the tree roots. As we go across, we can also see there are gentle mountain slopes as well as sheer cliffs of rock. All these land features are a part of the Earth's lithosphere. And all the different types of land, mountains, hill, valleys, sand are the parts of the lithosphere. Much of the Earth's surface is occupied by water. The lithosphere extends under this water too. It means that there is land under this water also. So there is water on the surface of land. The land goes deep into the sea too. From the earlier picture, we have seen that the earth is divided into the land and the water. From the earlier picture, we have seen that the earth is divided into land and water. About 1/3 of the surface of the earth consists of land. A vast continuous stretch of land is called a continent. Now, what do you mean by continent? Largest parts of the earth covered with land are called continents. Each of these continents is given a particular name and the color in order to study them well. The land on the earth is divided into 7 continents: Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, and Australia. Asia is the largest continent. Australia is the smallest. As we travel, we see that the land is not even, where even means same in all places. We see mountains, hills, and when we visit beaches, we see land going deep into the sea. The unevenness gives different shapes to the land in different places. They are called landforms. In the picture alongside, you can see some landforms like the plain, hill, mountains, etc. Now look at the picture alongside. This is the picture of the earth, in which two-thirds of the earth's surface is covered with water, which means if the whole earth is divided into three parts, then out of which two parts are covered with water and one part is covered with land. Most of this water is in the oceans and seas. Ocean water is salty. Suppose when you go to beach and swim and taste the water, it is salty. You can't drink that water immediately. You throw it out as it is very salty. Just as landforms are divided into continents, the water is divided into oceans. There are 5 oceans, namely the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and the Southern Ocean. The land along the margins of an ocean is called the coastal region. Margin is also called Kadekadela in Marathi. Margins are also called the edges of the ocean. Water bodies of different shapes and sizes are formed along the coast. For example, sea, bay, strait, gulf, creek, etc. These water bodies are the part of oceans. There are streams of water flowing over the land. This water is not salty like that of oceans and seas, but it is fresh water. We can have it. These streams of water are also given name according to how they flow. So the names are rills, brooks, streams or rivers. Rills are the smallest and rivers the biggest. Rills, brooks, streams join each other to form rivers. Rivers which join to make a bigger river are called tributaries. As it rains, water flows over from all directions. Sometimes the water is very thin. As it moves, it combines with other water forms and so form bigger and bigger. So according to how it flows, how it joins, these names are given. In some places, a river cascades down a sudden drop. A cascade means it just jump and fall down. A big drop of mountain. This forms a waterfall. All rivers each eventually flow into the oceans. Lake, a water body formed by water collecting naturally into a low-lying area of land is called lake. So wherever there is a low-lying area, a water gets collected there, forms a lake. It is a fresh water. We have also seen water in the form of ice. Now, how ice is formed? Water particles in the clouds freeze, and in cold regions, they come down in the form of snow. When layers of snow pile up on the ground, they form ice. In these places, rain is in the form of snow. When layers of ice pile up in a low-lying area, they become enormous. Here the word enormous means very big in size. This huge mass cannot withstand itself and slips down a slope at a very slow speed. This is called glacier. Icebergs. Now in cold region where there is lots of snow and ice, in these regions huge blocks of ice start floating. These floating huge blocks of ice are called icebergs as shown in the figure. Now, when it rains, lots of water is stored in the underground layers of rocks, and this water is also called as groundwater. Wells. We reach the groundwater by means of dug wells and bore wells, which means that a huge hole is dug deep into the earth crust to get underground water, which are called as bore wells. Many lakes and wells get water from underground springs. Now we have learned about different forms of water that is there on the surface of earth. We have learned that there are rivers, oceans, rills, brooks, underground water, water in the form of ice. All this water is called hydrosphere. Now let us learn about atmosphere. The envelope of air around the earth is called atmosphere. Your envelope means surrounded. As we go higher, your higher means above from the surface of the earth, the air in the atmosphere becomes rarer. Rarer means less. The atmosphere consists of a mixture of gases, namely nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor, and carbon dioxide. There are some other gases too in the air in a very small quantities. In this slide, we can see proportion or relative composition of air, also known as constituents of air. Nitrogen is maximum. It is 78%. Oxygen is 21%. And other gases include argon, neon, water vapor, etc. in one proportion, in 1%. The layers of the atmosphere are named as the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere, and exosphere. The layers that extend from the Earth's surface to a height of about 13 km is called the troposphere. The condition in the troposphere change continuously. Continuously means every now and then. They affect the living world to a great extent. The surface of the earth gets heated due to the heat it receives from the sun. Hence, the air nearest the surface is the hottest. As we go higher in the troposphere, it becomes cooler. Almost all the water vapor in the atmosphere is contained in the troposphere. That is why all weather related phenomena such as formation of clouds, rain, fog, winds and storms takes place in the troposphere. The air on high mountain is rarer. Your word rarer means less than the air near the earth's surface. Aeroplanes fly in the higher parts of the troposphere. There, the air is very rare. Here again, rare means less. Therefore, arrangements have to be made to ensure that passengers get enough air for breathing. Beyond the troposphere, up to a height of about 50 kilometers from the earth, is the layer called the stratosphere. In the lower part of the stratosphere, there is a layer of gas called ozone. Beyond the troposphere, up to a height of about 50 kilometers from the earth, is the layer called the stratosphere. In the lower part of the stratosphere, there is a layer of gas called ozone. Ultraviolet rays coming from the sun are harmful for the living things, but the ozone layer absorbs them and protects the living world from those rays. The water cycle. The water cycle. Water on the earth evaporates continuously due to the heat of the sun. Water that has percolated. Percolated means collected in the underground parts of the earth into the soil also evaporates due to the heat and enters the atmosphere. As water vapor is lighter than air, it rises high up into the atmosphere. As it goes higher, it cools and condenses, forming very fine droplets of water. The droplets are so small and light that they float in the atmosphere, forming clouds. The water cycle. These small droplets join together and form bigger drops, which are very heavy. They cannot float. Such drops of water fall down on the earth in the form of rain. These processes of evaporation, condensation, and rainfall go on in a continuous cycle. This is known as water cycle in nature. Can you tell? Make a long list as you can of all the living things you see in the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere in your register. There are innumerable kinds of living things on the earth. The various regions of the earth differ in many ways. Some regions are always covered with ice, while others have a hot climate. There are mountains in some places and plains in the other. Some places have a lot of rainfall, while others are dry desert. There are some salty seas and oceans and also freshwater lakes. The ocean is shallow near the coast, but away from the coastline, the ocean can be several kilometers deep. We see a great variety in the living things that inhabited these regions, these different regions. The polar bear is seen only in the snowbound polar region. Zebras are found in Africa. Kangaroos are found only in Australia. Elephants and lions are found in regions of hot climate. These animals are not found in any other regions. Plants in all these different regions also show a great variety. This variety is characteristics of those different regions. Many different kinds of plants, animals, and microorganisms are found everywhere on the earth, on land, in water, and in the air. Living things exist in the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. They also interact with these spheres. The living world constitutes the biosphere. Fill in the blanks. Write the answer to these fill in the blanks in your register. Water, land, and air constitute envelopes of the earth, namely the dash, dash, and dash. The land along the margins of an ocean is called the dash region. The huge blocks of ice floating in the sea are called dash. The envelope of air around the earth is called the dash. Living things and all the parts they occupy are together called the dash. Thank you. Meet you soon in the next period. Have a nice day. Take care.